Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everybody. It's Mark, just me, on the 90210 show. No Carol this time, because I'm here to tell you that back in 1994, Carol began watching the 90210 show. And we talked about a few episodes at the end of season 4. And now we are here to present you those episodes again. For those of you that missed it, it was on the regular show, Massive Late Fee, which you can hear every week. We did some 90210 shows. I believe we did, I want to say like 7 episodes towards the end of the season, 6-7 episodes towards the end of the season. Those will all be presented here today as separate episodes, but they're all coming out at the same time. There are no real intros to the show, which is why we're recording this, to kind of let you know what's going on. Next week, we'll be back with the season premiere of Season 5, and we will continue our 90210 journey. But we wanted to kind of restore and preserve these episodes. As you'll hear, at first, it was just Carol talking about the show and sort of describing it to me. Then, as we went along, we got more and more into it, which is why we ended up doing the show as a separate thing. So here they are, and enjoy.
I watched an episode of Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, I did not watch this with you. I don't hate 90210. I don't love 90210. I've never seen 90210, so I don't know anything about it. So this will be revelatory for me, too.
Well, to be honest, I haven't watched it in about a year, so I was a little lost when I tuned in. But I really like the show, and, I watched the first couple seasons religiously. And it's about, teenagers, friends going through what they go through. This episode starts out, and this is why I felt so incredibly lost. Brenda, one of the main characters, the sister of the twin sister of a guy named Brandon, they're like kind of the main people the show started out on.
Now, that's the one that Shannon Doherty, right?
Yes.
Okay, and
Jason Priestley.
Jason Priestley, right? That's his name.
So
I kept wanting to say Luke Perry.
No, that's Dylan. He's another character on
That's
there.
the breakout star of the show.
Yeah. So, anyway, Brenda's being arrested. And it turns out that she broke into an animal research lab and is being charged with trespassing, burglary, and destruction of property.
As one does, sure.
Well, apparently she fell into some group of, animal rights activists, and they were trying to make a point about, experimenting on animals. I don't know that I necessarily agree with their decision of how to go about doing that, especially because what ended up happening is her friend Andrea works in one of these labs. This was on a college campus, and when they got to her lab, apparently Brenda tried to stop them, but they went in and destroyed it too, and they weren't doing anything harmful. They were actually studying puppies and kittens for sleep studies.
So they were just watching puppies and kittens sleep.
They were tracking their sleep habits, and they were actually using the research for SIDS.
Oh, okay. So indiscriminate terrorism.
Right. So and then when the next day they're cleaning up and everything in there, they're finding just cats and dogs, like little puppies and kittens have escaped out into the campus, and they're finding them, and everything's so destroyed that they're lost all their research.
So they didn't even gather up these animals; they just let them loose.
Right. And,
that's smart.
And they have to. She said they have to find homes for them or send them back where they came from.
To the pound.
Yeah.
To be euthanized.
Exactly. So these animal rights activists really screwed over the little puppies and kittens.
Right.
So it turns out now here's Brenda's other mistake. She makes a lot of mistakes in this episode. Her one phone call, she does not call...
Her dentist made a lot of mistakes with those teeth.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Her one phone call, she does not call her parents, her rich parents.
Uh-huh.
She calls Dylan, her ex-boyfriend.
That's Luke Perry.
Yeah.
Okay.
She calls him in the middle of the night.
Well, wouldn't you call Luke Perry if you had his number?
Of course not. I would call you.
Right.
So, but he's now dating Kelly, who is her friend.
Okay, I don't know Kelly.
Kelly's the pretty blonde one. Oh, okay.
The only ones I know are the ones that appear in like Teen Beat magazine or whatever. I don't read Teen Beat magazine.
I was gonna
Everybody. But, that's what the ones whose pictures and names are out there and stuff. Oh, I think I know. Jenny Garth, I think is her name.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I retain names pretty well.
Okay, so she's a little upset that, Brenda's calling him in the middle of the night. And she made him promise not to tell her parents. So, yeah, they go down to the police station, and they're told that the bail has been set at $50,000.
Yeah, what did she think the bail was going to be? A pack of gum?
Right.
Hey, come bail me out, guys.
So, of course they have to tell her parents. And they do go to the bail bondsman or whatever.
Right.
And get the money and get her out. Now,
they go to a bail bondsman? Or do they just pay the bail?
They go to the bail... Well, I think they went to the bail bondsman. I don't know. Maybe it was just Dylan's character. Like, when they told them how much the bail was, they also told him the bail bondsman was across the street.
Yeah, what a bail bondsman does is if you can't pay the full amount of your bail, normally how bail works is, so it's $50,000 in this case. You pay $50,000 to the court, and then if you don't show up for your court date, you forfeit that $50,000 plus there's an arrest warrant for you.
Okay.
What a bail bondsman does is a bail bondsman puts up that money for you, and you usually pay them 10%.
Okay.
For like a 10% fee, basically. So in this case, you'd pay the bail bondsman $5,000. He'd put up $50,000 so you could get out. And then he recoups that when you show up for your court date. If you don't show up for your court date, which is something that happens sometimes, especially when people go to bail bondsman, they hunt you down. That's when they become, like, bail bondsmen will become like bounty hunters.
Okay.
And hunt people down to forcibly bring them to court so they can recoup the money that they put in.
Oh.
But if her parents are rich, I don't know that they would necessarily do that.
Yeah, they probably didn't. They probably just had the money. So they get the money back.
Yes. If you pay bail, you get the money back when you show up for court. Now, sometimes, especially in certain cases, they'll use that. The court will say, if you paid it yourself, the court will say, we're going to use a certain amount for this court cost or this court
restitution.
Cost. Yeah, things like that. They'll take fees and court fees and stuff like that out of the bail and then give you whatever's left over if there is anything left over. Or if, it's not enough to cover it, then you have to pay more out of pocket. So you don't always get all of it back, but theoretically you could recoup all that money back, and then if you had judgment against you, then pay whatever you're supposed to pay.
Okay. So there's another kind of like minor story going on here with Steve Green, or Ian Ziering's character. He's the ugly blonde guy.
Yeah, he's a weird looking dude.
Yeah.
No offense, Ian Ziering, but your name...
A little offense.
Your name fits your face.
But apparently his dad is a complete dick.
Okay.
And
well, he did name him Ian.
Right. So they're supposed to be going golfing with Brandon and his dad. And that's when that doesn't happen because they find out about Brenda. And they end up instead golfing with some people that his dad hates.
Okay.
And it's just, stupid macho guy stuff. How macho as you can be while you're playing golf.
Right.
And his dad's...
Excuse me, sir.
Right. But his dad actually cheats at golf.
Yeah.
And I want to know... maybe you can explain this to me. He says he has a little contraption that he puts the ball in at night and it juices it up.
I assume what he means is that it enables it to fly farther when you're driving the ball. Now, I don't know how you would juice a golf ball necessarily. I've only golfed a few times, so I'm not well versed on it. I know when people talk about juicing baseballs, sometimes, like if a pitcher wants the ball not to travel as far, not to hit home runs off them and things like that, they'll cool the baseball down. Because the colder a ball is, the deader it is when you try to hit it. And people will do things like that. Sometimes in baseball, when they say juice the ball, they mean make it slick so that it has more break to it. That wouldn't apply in golf.
Right.
You wouldn't want the ball. You want the ball to go straight. You don't want the ball moving side to side. So I don't know exactly what his contraption is doing. Whether it's, I think I've heard of people talking about juicing golf balls, lightening them. Basically, there's some sort of thing you can do where you can get some of what's inside out, I guess, but the ball still seems intact. But it just makes it lighter so it flies farther.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure, but that's what he's saying. He's saying when he hits it off the tee, it'll go farther than a normal golf ball would.
Okay. And then, okay, as this episode goes on, I mentioned about how Kelly's a little jealous and upset that, Brenda called Dylan. Oh my goodness, they have some issues because they're making out. Things are getting a little hot and heavy. They've just gotten back. They're like ready to go to sleep because they've been up all night dealing with this Brenda thing, right? Mm-hmm. And now, Kelly thinks, okay, I'm going to get some. Knock on the door. Guess who it is?
Brenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it does not go well. Like, Kelly just totally goes off on her, and she's like, he's not your boyfriend anymore.
So Luke Perry doesn't just say, hey, since you're both here.
No.
Okay.
Although I am kind of surprised, like, how the girls go off on each other, and he just stands there and does not take sides in any way. Like,
well, he's dating one of them, so...
he should have taken her side.
Yeah, you would think so.
But, at the end of the episode, there's actually a really bad thing where Kelly says to him, I'm either going to be number one in your life or I'm not going to be in your life.
Wow.
It seems,
it's an ultimatum.
They seem pretty young to be that intense, but...
Well, it's it's like a teen soap opera, basically, right?
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be like 19.
Okay.
And then when Kelly and Brenda make up later, Kelly actually says to her that she doesn't think she'll have him forever and that she thinks Brenda will always be the main love of his life.
Oh, that's
What
sad.
a way to feel in a relationship. Like, They should break up.
I agree.
That's awful. So, and then with Brenda, she actually gets off. Of course, scot-free, no repercussions.
Because she's rich, that makes sense.
Well, no, the FBI actually tell her she cooperates with them because they want to get more information. They'd actually infiltrated this group and all kinds of stuff. Like,
so they want the organizers or whatever,
right,
of the shitty college terrorist organization.
Yeah, that lets little puppies and kittens go into the night.
Wow, what a plan!
I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep watching though. I was kind of into it. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have stopped.
Okay. Well, I guess next week when it's on, you can watch that episode.
I'm gonna.
Maybe you can just talk about 90210 every time. This can be like a part 90210 podcast.
We'll see.
Maybe you can catch up on reruns in the summer or something. I know it's on its 4th season, so I don't know.
Yeah,
take a while. It might be out on tape. I know that they do some shows on tape sometimes on VHS.
Well, I missed all of season 3 and part of season 4, so yeah, we'll see.
They do. I know they have a lot of episodes. They do like 30 episodes. Normally for broadcast TV, there's like 22, 24 episodes, sometimes 25. But this show is like 30, 32 episodes a season.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they go longer. They go farther. Like, they go closer to the summer than most shows end about May. They usually go into about June or so for some reason. They go a few weeks farther than most shows do. I'm not sure exactly why. I think that it's on Fox, right?
Yeah.
So I think probably Fox wants the programming.
Right.
Because they've only recently, this year, this is the first broadcast season that they've had a full slate of programs Monday through Friday. Sunday through Saturday, all 7 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be part of the reason why.
So it'll take me a long, long time, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think if we could find it on VHS, we might be able to do it. I know they do that. It's harder to find TV shows, but I know they're out there.
Yeah,